You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to talk about Deshaun Watson. We got some more information that has emerged on this potential silver lining, as Mike Florio will call it. And I will give Florio credit for something here. Florio, Barstool, us, and Outkick were the only real entities willing to cover the Deshaun Watson fiasco surrounding the lawsuits. And, of course, we covered that over on the big channel, Black and White Sports. But those lawsuits and those accusations emerged right around 2020, right? When all the racial tensions in the country showed up. And guess what? ESPN got quiet. I mean, real quiet. Keep in mind, ESPN was the same organization that once put, I think it was Sal Paolantonio, outside of Ben Roethlisberger's house when he was accused of wrongdoings with a woman. 26 lawsuits, I think it is, with Deshaun Watson. Think about that a minute. ESPN didn't want to touch this thing, really and truly. All right? They didn't. Their coverage of it was eye-openingly obvious, the lack of it. So, let's get to this insurance policy for Deshaun Watson, because we got some more clarification. And in case you're wondering, because some people have brought up, well, how does this provide cap relief? Well, CBS Sports does have an article from back in October of last year that explains how these insurance policies do, in fact, provide a football team relief against their cap, okay, and cash. Let's put it that way. But yes, it does provide relief against the cap, absolutely, the salary cap. So let's check this out. The Browns have finally admitted the Deshaun Watson contract was a disaster. Within the perpetual storm cloud is a silver lining, however. The contract, a copy of which PFT has obtained, contains an insurance addendum that allows the Browns to purchase coverage, quote, in the event player is unable to perform services required by his NFL player contract due to NFL football-related or non-football-related injury or death resulting therefrom. For an injury occurring between the start of the 2024 offseason program and the start of the 2025 offseason program, the contract allows for $58.176 million to be recovered by the Browns. The formula is as followed: $12.691 million for the signing bonus in 2024, $1.21 million for the actual base salary, and $44.274 million of $46 million in the 2025 base salary. Watson suffered a torn Achilles tendon in Week 17 of the 2024 season. If the insurance is based on the portion of the season Watson played, they'd presumably get all of the $12.691 million from the 2024 salary bonus, less than half of the 2021 base salary, and if he isn't or doesn't play in 2025, $44.274 million for 2025. It's more than $55 million of the $230 million albatross contract, which will reduce the salary cap pain, given that $135 of the $230 million deal has yet to hit the cap, and that'll make a huge difference for the Browns in the coming years. If that is actually collected on the policy, insurance companies love taking money in. They hate paying money out. And with more than $55 million on the line, the insurance company's lawyers will be scouring the policy for any and all exceptions and exclusions that would justify a denial. So you can bet one thing. The insurance company's going to pick this son of a bitch apart. You can believe that before they give out that kind of money. But that's what it's there for, okay? And like I said, there's a really good CBS article out there about how that breaks down. You see it, how much salary cap relief do insurance policies on NFL player contracts provide teams. All right, so this would be very interesting. How can an insurance policy give cap relief? You get the money back now, you get cap relief, cap space back later. All right? Seriously. This guy says, I predicted this months ago. Really? Did you? No one cares, I know, but I feel pretty good about getting this right. A huge help to the Browns. Yeah, because, I mean, they couldn't really cut him because of the dead cap hit. Who the hell's going to trade for that contract? I mean, that's not going to happen. We just saw an entire league's owners literally get together without getting together, of course, because you can't do the collusion thing. But no doubt there was a unwritten rule that we will never give a guaranteed contract again to an NFL player unless, and you do see in some minor cases, like if it's beneficial to the club massively, like you remember, Kirk Cousins got some kind of a guaranteed contract, but it was a lower amount and it was all fully guaranteed up front, blah, 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 right? So there are cases. In a case where at the time this was the biggest contract, you will not see that again. All right? The only way you would see a fully guaranteed contract is if a quarterback that potentially could get paid $40 million agreed to just take $18 million fully guaranteed for his contract, period. All right? And that was the contract. So in other words, it would be of a $12 million kind of savings back to the NFL club if they decided to go through that based on market value of what could come, right? This makes no sense. The money is still owed to Watson. Insurance money essentially gives relief to the policyholder. Haslam to recoup the money paid/owed has absolutely nothing to do with cap relief. Yes, it does. All right. That is a fact. That is a thing. That's why they do this, is to not only get the money back in their pocket, but provide cap relief as well. Now, what that split is, I don't know exactly, and I don't know how that necessarily breaks down. The Browns deserve the position they're in. I hope their cap situation remains horrible for the next decade. As an organization, I could see how somebody could take that view, but let's not wish that on the fan base. I mean, seriously, because a very large portion of the fan base, when all this happened, I can tell you because we talked about it regularly back then, at least half of the fan base, and actually more than half, there was a poll out there, 20-something thousand Cleveland fans answered it, and like 68% of them did not want Deshaun Watson as their quarterback. Why? Well, because of all the crap that comes with Deshaun Watson. They didn't want him on the team because of all the lawsuit stuff and all the scumbaggery that was coming along with that. And they wanted to have kept Baker Mayfield. You know, Cleveland Browns fans got screwed there by an owner that for whatever reason decided to give up on his quarterback when his quarterback was actually just hurt. So think about that a second. Tell me what you think. A little silver lining potentially for Cleveland Browns fans. Jimmy Haslam is a clown, though. He's right there with David Tepper and Woody Johnson and owners of that ilk. Ooh. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.